Hey buddies, now it's time for first uh, area, or you can say first chapter of accountant in business, previously known as F1, uh, business organization and their stakeholders. All right. So number one question is what all organizations have in common, and before we need to know that what is organization. So an organization is an social arrangement which pursues collective goal, which controls its own performance, and which has a boundary separating it from its environment. Right? So this is the definition of an organization, and it says an organization is a social arrangement. That means people coming from the various backgrounds, like someone is uh, someone is coming from USA, someone is coming from UK, someone coming from Pakistan, someone coming from India, all right, and but they have which have pursue collective goals. And what are those collective goals? It can be maximization of profits, it can be cost minimizations, like which controls its own performance. They do control their own performance by performing various controlling or monitoring activities, and they has separate boundary which do separate organization from the external environment, right? So let us discuss some of the examples to make it more clear. For example, Emirates, right? Yeah. So it is a social arrangement. First of all, social arrangement. Yeah. People do come from various backgrounds, from UK, from USA, from Pakistan, from India. All right. They have collective goals. They have to fly. They have planes. Uh, so that passengers can reach to their destination, and obviously via that they can earn their profits. All right, they control their own performance, like how many uh, delay in flights, how many delay in flights, on time how many flights, right, how was the service, etc. And obviously they have a boundary with separating them, the environment and the external environment. So, is it a organization? Yeah, it is an organization. Another example of organization is like a car manufacturer, car manufacturer, for example, Lexus, right? Accounting firm such as EY, Ernst and Young, all right, a charity organizations such as ED organization in Pakistan, a local authority, a trade union, an army. They are all example of organization, right? So uh, now, what are the characteristics of organization? So the characteristics of organization are as follows. Number one, organization are preoccupied uh, are preoccupied with performance, right? They are preoccupied with performance, like and the meeting or improving their standards, right? Organization contain formal, all right? Organization contain formal documented systems and procedures which enable them to control what they do, right? Uh, Number three, they pursue a variety of objectives and goals. Variety of objectives and goals. The different organizations have different objectives and goals. At one time, they can have different objectives and goals at the one time, all right? Most organizations obtain control like inputs, example material, and process them into output, for example, for a particular product so that other can buy. And different people do different things, or they do have different people or group of people can specialize in particular department, and another people can specialize in different department. So these are the characteristics of organization. Next thing, next question is, why do organization exist? So why do organization exist? Organization can achieve results which individuals cannot achieve by themselves. All right. For example, number one, organization overcome individual limitation, whether physical or intellectual. Number two, organization enable people what they do best. All right, it brings synergy. It brings synergy. What does synergy means? Now you ask. Synergy means, uh, in short, I'll say, when two people combine the desired output will be greater than 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. All right, that means if two people work together, they put together their positive energy, the positive efforts, the desired result will be greater than the output of 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. That's the synergy. When two forces combine together, desired result will be double or more. So uh, Organization is accumulate and share knowledge. Organization accumulate and share knowledge with each other, right? And organization save time because people can work together. Or do two aspects of a different task, or do different aspects of same task, right? For example, in factory, one is working on the production, other is working on the distribution, other is working on the packaging. So hope you got it. And next question is, how organization differ, right? How one organization uh, differ to another organization is the question. Well, organization can differ in terms of ownership, right? How it is, some organizations are owned by private owners, some are owned by shareholders. For example, private sector organizations are owned by individual owners or the partners, while public sector organizations are owned by government. Another, control. Well, some organizations are controlled by the owners themselves, but many are controlled by the working on their behalf. For example, in listed organizations, directors work the on behalf of the shareholders, and they control organization on their behalf. Some are indirectly controlled by the government sponsors, regulators. Other is activity. All right, what is the activity of the organization is some organization or service providers like AccountanSea is the service provider organization. Some of them manufacturing organization, they do manufacture different products. Some are healthcare organizations like hospitals, some are educational organizations, some are uh, you know restaurants, hotels, different activities. All right. Then number four, profit oriented organization or non-profit oriented organizations. What's the objective? Either to make the profit or what? Then number five, what is the legal status of the organization? Right, organization may be limited companies or the partnerships of companies. Then the size of the organization, right? What is the size of the organization? The business may be a small business, it can be a family business, it can be a multinational corporation. Then the sources of finance, it can be differ on sources of finance. For example, some business can raise finance by borrowing from banks or government funding or issuing shares, right? Some has to bring their own funds. And another is technology. What level of technology you're using? For example, cornered shop, a cornered shop on the street and will use very little technology, but a high-tech technology firm will use high level of technology, obviously. So I hope you got it till here. We'll continue with this chapter in the next video.